Hey, Zay, what you cooking, bruh?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inside Out with DT podcast. We are live on Facebook, live on Twitter, and we're live on YouTube. Today is officially OTA practice day one. We're going to be breaking down OTAs for you guys, some early standouts and some reactions we've seen throughout social media for some of the things we heard. We had Dan Quinn talking, we had Jayden Daniels talking today. So we're getting into much more information, and we are teetering away very close to the NFL season. We got a bunch of organized practices to go, but this is just day one. Caleb, you're in the building. What up with you today?
Not much, man. I'm excited for the OTAs. We finally get to see some type of football, even if it's just them being in shorts. It's still good to see. They had a lot of information today, and I really want to dig deep into this information that we received today. So we're going to break down the press conference about what Jayden said. I didn't get to listen to all of it, but I've been told bits and pieces of it. But mainly these reports that they had coming out of the first day of OTAs, you don't want to take too much of this stuff to heart of what they're doing, but it's important just for them to get off on the right foot this year.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your sentiment right there. This is a perfect opportunity to get a little bit a tea of inside look of what this team is working on with the installs with 7-on-7 and 11-on-11. Now, of course, obviously, we know they do not have the pads on yet.
Mm-hmm.
But still exciting to see some of the new faces and some of the old faces that have returned to this team, much like De'Ami Brown and Tim Settle, to come on this team and to help this organization out. This is a very pivotal year 3 for this franchise. Also said for Dan Quinn and Adam Peters. They did a lot of work this offseason, revitalizing, retooling this defense. And, of course, they also did some things to help out Jayden Daniels in terms of the passing game at a tight end, running back. And, of course, the wide receiver conversation is still going to dominate as days have teetered by, between Ayuk, between Stephon Diggs. And, of course, they might like the room as it is. But quite frankly, that'll be the debate until we see what they're going to do at these multiple spots. So, with that being said, though, Caleb, we got a couple of things to note. First off, we want to shout out to Full Command, one of the hottest Commanders podcasters right now. He had a breakdown for us so far for what we've seen. So as you can see, here's some of the biggest takeaways that we've seen from Dan Quinn's press conference. Says seems to be an emphasis on communication. Jayden Daniels and Sonny were mentioned specifically. So of course, when you see that first quote, Caleb, what do you think about that? Because obviously we know from Jayden his first 2 years, he has taken full command of the team with his leadership. He's a very chill guy, California kid. He showed for his rookie year how much locked in he was with the offense, and now you see already, we're seeing some rave reviews about already how far along he's in David Blough's offense. And then even with Sonny Styles, we had the conversation about Sonny multiple times, when it comes to the green dot. And it's looking like, not saying it's a green dot right here, but Sonny Styles is showing his intellect and some of the biggest traits of reason why he got drafted at the 7 overall.
Yeah. I think this is a good takeaway. For one, I guess on the defensive side with Sonny, you'll want him to wear the green dot, so you want him to get that NFL communication down pat. And also, if he does wear the green dot or whoever that person is, they have to be an extension of Daronte Jones, the new defensive coordinator. So, and the same thing goes with Jayden with David Blough. He's going to be his way of communicating the plays to all of these guys. This new offense and new defense that we're doing. Um, they said Sonny, even at Ohio State, you know this. He was the type of guy he would command the presence of a locker room. Everybody respected him. Communication. You gotta know how to set people up, and he has to know where to be too as well. So I mean, communication is going to be a big part of that's just in life in general, really. Communication has to be spot on. You got to know where people have to be, where you need to rotate to, motion, um, planning things ahead. On this down and distance, we're doing this at this in this part of the game. So Jayden, Sonny, they got to be ready to do that for sure. I also sent you a
Yeah.
DM. You should check. It's a longer list, but I read that and it was it was very intriguing. So curious if whenever you want to bring that up. It's up
Yeah,
to you.
we'll bring it up after this. Let's go ahead and finish this list. So the other second bullet point is David Blau and Daronte Jones nailed the teaching portion of the offseason thus far. And
Mm,
the crazy thing about it, by the way, guys, you're going to be getting an article tomorrow on specifically on Daronte Jones and his teaching. So, Caleb, one of the biggest things that we have seen in the past couple of years overall, whatever's the defense, whatever's the offense, is just with how these guys learn the scheme. I think obviously for what we have seen, wherever it's Ron Rivera, wherever it's Dan Quinn, it's always been a disconnect in understanding your assignment, understanding your role on this football team. Where it could be a blown coverage, could be somebody not backing off in the zone coverage, things of that nature. I think this is a very important thing, especially for a guy like Daronte Jones, who has a background teaching high school sports and also high school education, is creating a plan for these guys and putting them and understand how they think, understand how they function, understand what can they do, what they can't do, and what can make this defense and what can make this offense better.
mm. Yeah, and I think we mentioned this in the past previous podcast where it comes to Durante, he's a teacher. He's taught at all levels. We know this already. And I feel like Blough's the same way. Smaller sample size, but when he was, I forgot what team he was on. It's either the Cardinals. It may have been the Cardinals or the Lions. The quarterback that came in, and I can't remember it by name, but there was an article on it. He was a practice squad quarterback, and he helped them with the playbook. So I think both guys, they're teachers. Um, I truly believe they'll be able to get their message across to these players and what they expect out of them, what their responsibilities are, what duties they have. Yes, there will be some growing pains, but just a step one of this process, this new process that we're dealing with. Teaching is important. Communication is important. So if these guys can get that down throughout these OTA sessions when they're in the classroom, it's going to be a big step in the right direction for this team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. I'm very excited about what we're hearing. We're hearing, them being very detailed in their approach and helping these players, adapt to these new schemes. The final bullet point is hoping to see more early down efficiency leading to better run pass balance, which will help create more explosive plays. So that was one of the biggest things I peeped as well. And that was the key word today for a lot of discussion. It was explosive. Explosive. Even Dan couldn't talk about the explosive plays. And while yes, 2024, that offense was absolutely good, I did feel as though he wasn't as explosive as we wanted to. Why? Because there were a lot of times where it was drives that were 11, 12, 14 play drives. We were driving down the field, making fourth downs multiple times and stuff. And quite frankly, there were some times, Jayden would, misread or he would, miss the deep ball. And of course, last year there wasn't a strong enough opportunity for Jayden to get in rhythm in this offense for the second year, be able to connect on these explosive plays. And of course, the wide receiver core, it's work in progress. So they're already pointing out that they want to be a highly explosive offense.
Yeah, and I think along with them being highly explosive, you also want to be able to get the layups down pat, the short to intermediate throws, um, shallow crosses, your slants, of course, your corner routes, crossers, short crossers, deep crossers. Yes, I do want this offense to be explosive, run and pass, but we also just being an efficient offense. Um, this offense, this new offense, hopefully with the West Coast principles, pro style West Coast principles, it needs to be a smooth engine. A smooth engine. Yeah, we're gonna sputter sometimes. I mean, the great offenses do sometimes, but something that's very smooth, very consistent. I don't want this offense to be the type where we're relying on one thing and one thing only. Want to be balanced. I think that's what they're trying to do this year, and
Yeah.
they're gonna hopefully, they put Jayden in the right position to succeed for this team, and we're gonna see how this goes. But the balanced approach, I don't mind that at all. The bootlegs, I saw you quote retweet, PA boot, uh, and then
Boom, baby.
that's on the left and right side. You give him options. You put Jayden in his strength when he's outside the pocket. I think he's a great scrambler. He's an elite scrambler, and he's a great improviser. So you putting him on the move is going to be very good, along with a good run game too as well. It's going to be dangerous for sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and pull up the other quote. Thank you for sending this quote for me. So this is from Brandon. Who's also a great follow on social media.
Even
He,
though, what's his name? Dre be calling him he be calling him a bot. I ain't gonna. I
yo,
don't know if he in the chat, but he be calling him a bot. But I saw Lig Lewis was tagged in this, so he was on Rio show. Gotta get Rio on here one day, man. Hopefully.
yeah, we definitely trying to make some moves this summer. I got a couple of names that I looked at before we head out for camp and stuff. So here's a couple of bullet points over here as well. So this is from Lake Lewis and Rio Robinson, who have collab podcasts every week, every now and then. So first bullet point is Jayden Daniels looks really good and comfortable under center. Be honest with you, Caleb,
Mm.
that's not really a shock to me. It's not really a shock to me because I think with the under center thing, we kind of it gets kind of overblown to an extent. I say overblown to an extent is it's not that Jayden can't play under center. It's just to me, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
the last team outside of Washington that he played for, he was not asked to go under center because that wasn't their offense. If you go back to when he was at Arizona State, he was under center, he was doing bootlegs, and he was doing play action. And at one point, I was going to do a compilation video of all the dropbacks from him under center at Arizona State, but that was too time consuming. So it's not that Jayden can't do it. He just was not asked to do it as much when he left LSU, and he wasn't really asked to do it as much when he was with us for the last 2 years. So this
Mm-hmm.
first one, it doesn't surprise me at all that he's coming. I've seen it.
Yeah. I think when you play under center, I think some quarterbacks are good at it. Some quarterbacks aren't good at it. Um, you have to be able to turn your head. Well, first you're under center. You're looking at the defense, right? You do the play action. The defense can give you a whole different look. As soon as you turn your back, then you got to reset your eyes and read thoroughly. Go throughout your progressions. 1, 2, 3, all right, check down. 1, 2, 3, 4, all right, check down. Or you just know where to go instantly because of what you see. You have to be a quick processor. So, and Jada's rookie year, we saw how good he was at processing out of shotgun, doing RPOs a lot of the time. So, it's time for Jaden to put his big boy pants on, and this is what I feel like can make him even more dangerous in the
Yeah.
NFL. Because to be honest, he's really not a running quarterback. I think we all know that he's not a running quarterback. He's a pocket quarterback that can just scramble. Like he can, he can dice you up in the pocket if you wanted to. And if there's nothing's there, then we're not even going to talk about his ability with his legs. He's one of them ones when it comes to that. But just him being under center more and him being comfortable in that, because like you said, he did at LSU, just the sample size wasn't big enough. But I believe Jayden can do this. He has the mental capacity to do it, and I believe he's been in that playbook ever since they made that change, ever since they hired David Blough. I believe he's been in that playbook.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. Second bullet point is Daniels visibly looks physically stronger, especially pause, neck and bicep.
Yeah, they've been saying in that little troll account and say, they made a troll picture of Jayden looking like a skeleton, but you know, just trolls. But um, Jayden being physical, I haven't seen it recently of what that picture looked like, but they say he looked a little swole, a little bit. So
Okay.
I mean that's good.
I haven't really seen it, but I mean, he should be at an NFL regiment right now. Is year 3 for him. All right, the next bullet point is team did another walkthrough this evening. Not typical for OTAs.
Mm.
I mean, I think that makes sense. You're trying to get a feel of the new teams. You're trying to get a feel of the new players. Trying to put them in position to make plays, in positions to understand their role. So I think that's a good benefit. Hopefully, I don't think that's against the rules though. So I think that's a good thing, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the walkthrough typically, correct me if I'm wrong, is something that it's kind of like just walking through the plays, most likely, putting it in slow mo, which is good. They need to do that on offense and defense consistently this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that more, even throughout they may double it in practice, but this OTA sessions, um, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it all the time. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
All right. 3 players that stood out to them was Jayden, Terry, and Diami.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
about that Diami video, 5 to 6.
I saw that. I saw that. I mean, Jayden Terry, we already know what he's going to do. I think Diami's going to be a competent receiver this year for us. I don't think he's going to get 1,000 yards or nothing like that, or 600 yards, 700 yards. But I think he's going to be very competent for us. He's going to be a contributor.
So what Diami? Where is Diami to you? Is he a wide receiver forward to you?
He's like a four. He's like a four. He's like a 4 or 3. Like a 4 or 3.
4 or 3 right now, even
Yeah.
without adding another wide receiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's a 4. I think if you just put him on any NFL team, there's going to be some teams that he'll be a 4 on. There's some teams he may be a 3 on. There may be a couple of teams he may be a 2 on, just because how bad some of these wide receiver rooms are. But I mean, to me, just him at his best, like in a average wide receiver room, he'll probably be a 4 or no higher than a 3.
I can agree to that. All right. Next bullet point is a lot of different looks on defense. They had 3-4 looks and they had 4-3 looks. So that matches up to what we have been kind of expecting for where Daronte is coming from. Brian Flores has multiple looks front 4-3, 4-2-5. He mixes it up every day. And 3 down linemen. They have 2 down.
Yeah, Daronte did say that there'll be multiple this year. Like, there's no base; they're just multiple. So, they can have different looks. They have
I like that.
for this front seven. They can go 4-3, depending on what team they play. They can go 3-4, depending on what team they play. Um, and that's why, to me, in my opinion, that Sonny and Leo duo, because they'll get reps together. Um, if it was up to me, I want them to get as much chemistry as possible together. Um, those guys can definitely be very, very important to the front seven edition. Not to go too much into a rant, but Leo Chanel, I've seen some clips as all 22 where the Chiefs go from a 3-down lineman set to a 4 or 5-down lineman set because Leo Chanel can actually take on a guard or a center. He can do that. I'm not saying you do that every time with him, but he can do that.
He's very physical in line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I agree. Also think about with a 4-3, you can still have Frankie Louvu. You can put him across the field to run faster. Still play off ball backer. That role is going to be interesting because all 3 guys can do particularly the very same thing. It's all about mixing it up and see where they're going to be placed at. And we've seen so far, we've seen a couple of clips of Sonny Styles, doing some rush moves against some of the impromptu blockers and stuff. So, and from podcasts and all, there were some people, stating that, if Arvell was not at Ohio State, Sonny would have been in the exact same role as Arvell. So you're also providing a multiplicity at the linebacker position because one guy can be at the edge, one guy can be off ball, or 2 guys can be at the edge, one guy be off ball in like a line 3-4 type of look.
Now, my only concern with that is I don't want, especially Sonny being a rookie, I don't want too much on his plate at the same time. Linebacker position is already a difficult position to play. You have to be able to cover tight ends. You got to take on blockers. You have to set people up. You have to see what's in front of you. You got to know where, like I said before, you know where you have to be and know where everybody else has to be. And with these offenses in this day and age, you got to be able to guard RPOs. It's difficult to guard an RPO. The linebacker position is already tough to play. So I'm not saying Sonny can't handle it, but he doesn't have the intelligence to handle it. I just don't want too much on his plate. They want him to rush. Cool. They want him to someday be the Mike linebacker, know the whole defense. Cool. Like, that's a lot on your plate for a 21-year-old. Like I said, I'm not saying he can't do it, but I don't want him to have too much responsibilities in his rookie year because he's surrounded by solid players around him. You got Leo Chanel on this to help him too. And you got Frankie Louvu as well. So that's my only opinion on it. I don't want him doing too much stuff. I don't want him having too much responsibilities. That's just me.
Okay, so here's my pushback though. Because 1, they took him at pick 7.
Mm-hmm.
And you stated you're taking a guy at 7 with that caliber, a pick, in collaboration with that, you are expecting him to be, as Radar would say, a demon.
Yeah, a defensive weapon.
A defensive weapon.
Yeah.
Which is what Daronte Jones potentially is trying to do. And the other thing is he played under Matt Patricia.
Yeah, it's a pro style defense. I get it. I get it. I get both you and Radar's perspective on that. I'm just that's just my opinion, and I respect your opinion as well. But it's just like the transition from being a really good linebacker in college to in the NFL. It's very very hard. But we picked him that high, so I have faith in the kid. I think he has all the talent in the world. All right, all right.
So my this is an interesting conversation now. So because we just read a quote about him, he's able to communicate, and I get it. Like it's OTAs and stuff. Like same, the same thing they said about Jamin. Jamin was communicating, this and that. But even you and I were like, oh, man, we gotta see. Bro only played like 1 year, bro. Like, I still got gas marks from picking him at 19, bro. But I think this is different, Caleb. Like I think
With Sonny.
Yeah, I think it's different, bro.
Oh no, it is different. Like people compared him to Isaiah Simmons. He's not Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons was positionless. We didn't know what he was going to play. Safety, nickel, linebacker. We just didn't know. We know Sonny is a linebacker. He's a safety transitioning to linebacker. So he's not Isaiah Simmons at all. And he's not Jamin Davis at all. Those are just people that are just trolling or they're just not educated.
And who is to say that Daronte didn't go back and look at some of the concepts that Sonny was put in Ohio State, and they probably won't run it over here? Because if you really look at it, Leo and Frankie, though they're not as gifted athletically as Arvell Reese, they can still play that similar role as an outside guy in a 5-man front if they're trying to extremely stop the run, with Sonny being the one Mike in the middle. They can rotate. Like the multiplicity of this defense is really what's going to be very intriguing this year, because you got guys that can move all over the place.
You do.
Really, when you see how the defense is constructed, and I think a lot of people have made complaints about like the secondary and stuff, and rightfully so. We can get that debate later on in every single podcast. This defense is built from the front. It is built from the defensive line. It's built from the edge rushers that we have acquired. Some edge rushers we brought back, guys that can have roles in the defensive line, that can stop the run, that can go after the quarterback. And then you got these three gifted linebackers. That can all play on the ball and off the ball. It's all about getting pressure and making the secondary job extremely easy this season from the way we've seen it.
Agreed. Like I said, the one thing I'm excited for this season is just that front seven. It's a lot of speed. It's a lot of explosiveness. People talk about Calavion. They talk about Odafe Owe. And then you got Joshua Josephs too that you can rotate in. Yeah, and that's also one of the points on there. We're gonna get to it, but they're gonna blitz. Oh, they're gonna blitz this year for sure. They will. Will it be the same rate as the Vikings? I don't know, but they're definitely going to blitz this year, and I would not mind that at all. At all.
Speaking of Joshua, like I literally made a quoted tweet today from a tweet I had when I was mentioning about Commanders still should be looking for a day 3 edge, and they did, but I did not expect a Joshua Joseph on the day 3, I had him going in the second or third round. He fell all the way to the 5th round. That's a blessing, dog. That is an absolute steal. That's another player that I'm very high on. That I can see get some extended playing time, especially before
Mhm.
ends in that room.
For sure. The rotation we have is really good. I think it's good. We don't have like that elite standout guy, but you can generate pressure too. You can generate pressure with guys that with different skill sets. So we're going to see that this year. Hopefully we see that this year.
All right, next quote is Trent Scott pancake someone in practice, resulting in practice briefly stopping everybody coming in the middle of the field. Team likely reiterating not to go all out and kill each other. Oh, thank you, Trent Scott, for being that type of guy. Thank you. And they just trying to make stuff clean, so I ain't really worried about it. Next one says Chico Quanko stood out today. Offense had him in motion rather than just only lined up at the traditional tight end spot. So Tig is also one of the key signings we had this off season because of how athletic, how versatile he is. He's basically a big wide receiver at the tight end position, and he's a guy that has been quite underutilized at Tennessee due to quarterback play, the offense being bad, and just him not receiving the attention as such. He did the most of what he had, and this will be the best quarterback, and this will be potentially the best offense that he's going to be put in place in. Now, it'll be very interesting to see how he's going to be used because when you look back at two players that I look at when we were evaluating the offense for Blough, what he's considering to use, you got to look at a guy like Colston Loveland, who just drafted last year 10th overall, and then Laporte, who drafted by the Lions. You see how those tight ends are being used in that offense, especially how Colston Loveland was down the stretch of the season. Just a go-to player when Caleb Williams really needed it. And also, like for Sam Laporta, while he does have an Amon-Ra St. Brown, while he does have a Jameson Williams, while he does have a Jahmyr Gibbs in that backfield, he's eating up those one-on-one matchups because they have so many weapons on that field.
Was David Blough on the active roster when the Cardinals had Trey McBride?
I think so.
Let me see something.
I think he was. I mean, then he had to teach somebody the offense. I think there was a story out there about him teaching somebody the offense, and they were blown away about how detailed he knew the offense. And mind you, that was Cliff Kingsbury offense.
2022.
2022 was the first year.
That was the last year he was on an active roster.
That was the last year he was on an active roster?
Yes, 2022.
Okay, that year, 2022.
Hold on. I think he was. I think he was on that team. Oh, shoot.
The Lions?
No. The Cardinals.
Okay, it had to be the Cardinals because the Cardinals, that was the year Cliff got fired.
Trey McBride was on the Trey McBride was on that team. He started 13 games. He didn't have a lot of receiving yards.
Yeah, he didn't.
Because Zach Ertz was still on that team. So he wasn't there when Trey McBride went off, but I mean, I can't really use that example. But the Sam Laporta one's a good one. And just him being under Ben Johnson and what he likes to do with tight ends. Chig to me, like I said, he's not your traditional tight end. He may be what's the last athletic tight end we had on this team? Jordan. Vernon Davis we had older Vernon Davis.
Okay, no, hang on. Let's clarify though. Vernon was athletic. He was, but Reed was.
Oh yeah. For sure.
I would say Vernon was the last tight end we had that was a true vertical threat.
Agreed. And that's what Chig is to me.
Yeah. That's what, and I agree to you. I feel like Chig is Vernon Davis catching him in his prime, but he was underutilized. He can be that type of player for us.
Yeah, he's a guy he'll get yak for you at a really good rate. Breaks tackles. You can use him on screens. You can use him on. They use him
on jet sweeps.
Yeah, jet sweeps, slants. You can run crossers with him, corners with him. He can run deep routes, short, intermediate. He can be a dump down guy for Jayden, along with Rachaad White. And then you putting him. You don't have to just line him up at the traditional tight end spot like this post says. You can put him in motion. That way he doesn't have to get pressed. You can run a bunch set and have him be in the slot, and you can get him ISO'd on the linebacker if you motion him out wide, or just do a motion snap with him. So, and they said Jayden was targeting him a lot in OTAs early. And
rightfully so.
Jayden loves his tight ends. I feel like so. He's definitely going to get Chig the ball. He definitely will. I love that acquisition for us, and I think it's going to be very, very an important piece for this offense for sure.
Yeah, I gotta, we could draw a hot take show. He's going to be one of my hot take guys. So the next one we have is feels that the defense is going to get off the bus blitzing this year, but won't be lighthearted about it. This is something we have been like, okay, they're talking now, but we still have to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
How long have we been stressing for a very aggressive defense?
The last time we were a very aggressive defense was what? Like
Jim Haslett?
Yeah.
Jim Haslett was aggressive.
Yeah, he'll blitz.
But to his point, I think it was also based on surrounding and stuff. He didn't really have. Did he really had a lot of talent when he was here?
No. I mean, he had no. He really
he had Aracko, he had Kerrigan. He
did. I mean, he had Bashaud Breeland. He had he had OJ Atagwe. I think we had him.
Oh my God, that name is so nice.
And then we had what's that other corner we had?
Josh Wilson?
Yes.
We didn't have Rashad though.
Yeah, we did.
No, Josh Wilson on that team. Josh Wilson was wearing 26. I think it was Josh Wilson and D Hall was playing corner.
Maybe, yeah. Well, maybe. And then you had David Emerson too. I think we had.
Oh my God.
Rob Jackson. Yeah, we had
Wilson.
Yeah.
We had old heads on the D line.
Keenan Robinson.
You know what? That's so nasty.
So like we had a lot of
Keenan Robinson. Hey yo, I got a funny meme. If like I'm not trying to be a trolling person this year, but I'm gonna be the type of person that like obviously I'm a Ohio State fan. I want all my players, but I also want to pick some fun at it too. Like I want to be like if Sonny missed a tackle, I'm gonna be like, God, we just drafted. See, I know I'm gonna get so much heat. It's gonna be so funny, bro. I swear to God, who else we had on that team? We had old head interior D lineman, bro. We had Kendrick Golston, bro.
Oh God.
Now, matter of fact, And I know he has much more potential in him, and he has some production. My boy John Newton, no tight end, he's gonna be a Jarvis Jenkins.
You nasty for that. You nasty for that, bro. You nasty for that. Remember Barry Cofield?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He was alright. He was better than dang. He was better
Okay.
than Hainsworth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he at least played. We also had Pot Roast. We had uh
Chris Baker.
Baker.
I actually like Chris Baker a lot.
I actually like Pot Roast too, but it was just
It's a big boy.
yeah, he was a big boy. Golly. That was when we were running that 3-4 and that we didn't have the talent. Now I feel like we actually have dudes that can play in the floor. So,
But like the blitzing this year, like I don't know if it's going to be like Brian Flores, because to me, Brian Flores, what he runs is a one of one type of thing. I don't think anybody can just run it. That's his defense. So
correct.
so
With, with definitely
Daronte will install some of that stuff, but he'll probably put his own twist on it too at the same time. Because the Vikings, they blitzed the most on first, second, and definitely on first and second down this year at a
mm-hmm.
high rate, at an absurd rate, over like 35%. It's a big gap. They blitz a lot on first and second down. Uh, will Daronte do that? Like I said, we gotta wait and see. But blitzing a lot this year, and hopefully they can rotate safeties and rotate the coverage and confuse some of these guys that we're going up against. It's gonna help us a little bit. But the blitzing part, I like that a lot.
I love the blitzing too. Um,
You can show that double A gap mug look, blitz one, drop Sonny back. You can do stunts and twists off those double A gaps, and drop both of the linebackers back. Like it's a lot of stuff you can do. A lot of stuff you can do.
yeah, and I think
And
it's
I
gonna.
think we got the front seven to do it. By the way.
Yeah, I was just about to say I think we have the front seven to do it, and I also think it's going to benefit. It's going to be a risk, but I think it's going to benefit the secondary because they're trying to not make them cover for so long, despite the challenges. I still expected them to sign another corner, another veteran around this time to training camp, but I mean they feel as though it is a teaching slash schematic issue. The reason why this secondary was playing so bad.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see. We'll have to see what they can do. All right, the final point is from 40 to 50 yards. Drew Stevens was hitting the back of the wall in the bubble. He kicked a 55-yarder and closed it about 15 yards. Okay, so this kicking competition, Drew Stevens is the undrafted rookie from Iowa, and we have Jake Moody. So he's already starting off hot in the competition. I believe Jake Moody was 5 of 6. He also hit the 50-yarder. So I think this is good though. We need a strong kicking competition, and I think a lot of people are clamoring for the rookie to win the job.
Yeah. We need a franchise kicker for sure. Um, we've been dying for one, and it's been really bad as of recent. So hopefully he can beat out Jake Moody, and hopefully if we do not keep Drew Stevens, he doesn't go somewhere else and thrives. I'm gonna be really upset. That tends to happen with us a lot when it comes to kickers. So, um, yeah, Drew Stevens, please play well. Please kick well for us because I don't need bad kicking this year at all. at
Yeah.
all.
I think we're gonna be in good hands though. Prayerfully we be in good hands with this kicking competition. I would like for Stevens to win only because it's well documented with the inconsistencies of Jay Moody.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to have fool's gold because, like, yes, he did play good down the stretch, but it's a very small sample size. Last time we see someone have a small sample size like that, he got cut. Like, I believe he got cut this season. We actually invested in kickers. We signed 2 kickers in free agency, and they haven't even stayed on the team a full year.
Also, yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, you good.
Drew Stevens, I mean, he played at Iowa. You know, he's been in the elements, rain, cold, snow, probably. I don't know if he had a snow game, but he's an outdoor kicker, and he's kicking these field goals at a pretty good distance. We need that. We don't need just a dome kicker. We need a kicker that's clutch for us. A kicker can be a weapon for sure. Um, I mean, his first year at Iowa, he kicked 88.9% from the field goal from a field goal percentage wise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this past year was 22 out of 28. Extra points he does not miss. 98% for his whole career. He's an 80% field goal uh, kicker. So we're gonna see how this pans out. But they say he was really good. He was really good in
Yeah,
OTAs today. So
that's I posted that picture in the chat. Oh shoot, I need to stop trolling, bro. Oh shoot. I'm already getting cut. All right. Any any uh any final things or stuff? I mean, we got a couple of days left. We
they
might
they they also said Josh Connolly got stronger.
Conley got stronger. Okay.
That's what Lake Lewis said in that report. They said
Okay.
Tunsil and Connolly got bigger and stronger. It's a big year for Josh Connolly, his second year. You want to see him. The first half of the season was hell for him. Back half, he got better and better. He progressed. Again, this kid's only 21. Well, now he's like 22, turning 23. I don't even think his body has developed yet. Pause of just who he is going to be as a player. He's going to get stronger for sure. I mean, especially in the lower half, you want him to get stronger so he can be an anchor when it comes to some of these bull rushers.
Mm-hmm.
He may have to go up against. Um, and also, Tunsil being at OTAs, who had that on the bingo card?
Yeah, that was a shot.
Who had that on the bingo card? I mean, I think probably David Blough probably told him like, "Hey, this is the new offense. I want everybody here. You're going to be in a very important piece for us." And this is a new offense, and Tunsil has to. He has to be. He has to know how. He has to know it. So whatever those Texas fans were saying, DT, it was a lie.
Yeah.
It was a lie.
Yeah, I didn't buy any of that. One final note is the injury report. So Dorrance Armstrong, Dietrich Wise, and I also believe Trey Amos, and I think Corey Crossing Merritt was on the sideline today. I'm not sure. Did you hear what was the he had a lingering issue or something?
To my Bill.
Yeah,
I don't know what he had, man.
yeah, because I kept seeing like he was at OTAs, but he didn't participate. But the first 3 players we mentioned, they're still recovering, still trying to come back from the injury. Now, of course, we did see some of the earlier stuff in organized activities, not organized, but some of the stuff in the early off season, they seen some of the players, but they didn't necessarily, well, specifically Trey Amos. So I'm I'm not shocked that Armstrong wants to take a pick. I'm also not shocked that they're trying to take a turn on not take a turn, but they're trying to ease Dietrich Wise and Trey Emerson. Trying to ease them in not concerned about the build thing, but I just want to know, is there something that he kind of tweaked with the hamstring?
I don't know.
Man, I would like to know what's going on
there. Yeah, I wouldn't know, man. I mean, I think the running back room is solid for what we have. You got Rashad White's going to be your third down back most likely, and you got K-Tron's going to be your thumper, and you got Bill's going to be your slasher, your elusive back. Then you still got Jerome Ford, who can be a receiving threat too at the backfield. So it's going to be interesting how David Blough integrates all of them throughout the game or throughout the season, really. Because one of them is going to be inactive. I think all four of them will make it, by the way.
Which four?
K-Tron, Rashad White, Bill, Jerome Ford.
You think Ford makes over McNichols?
Yes. I'd rather have Ford over McNichols. He's younger.
I mean, I'm not against that. I mean,
he's younger.
I would push that argument because I get it. Yeah, he's been here for 2 years. He's very productive when he gets the opportunity. He can play special teams, and he can play third down back. He had more of a third down role because of Eckler's injury that season. But Jerome Ford, he's younger. He can also play special teams. He can return kicks. He's much more explosive with the balls in his hand. I don't know if you watched him when he was at Cleveland his 2023 year, but his 2023 year, he was very explosive. He had at least 3 touchdowns at 60-foot balls. He can catch the ball well out of the backfield. The only thing I question, can he pass protect? I think that would be the biggest difference between him and McNichols. I at least seen McNichols pass protect for at least 2 years. I'm not so sure about Ford, but Ford is much younger option and much more explosive in the run game.
Yeah, and I feel like Rashad White fills that role that McNichols has on the offensive side of the ball. Because I think Rashad White can do everything McNichols can do, but just better. Just better.
Yeah. So that's all we got for y'all today for this little quick update. We're probably gonna definitely get some more stuff tomorrow. We'll probably tweet some things out for what we've seen, some observations and stuff. Any final words or what we got for this week, Caleb?
Not for me. I mean, no injuries, cross fingers, knock on wood, no injuries. Everybody comes out healthy throughout this whole off season.
Got you. That's all I have for you guys tonight. But also, please stay alert. Tomorrow, I'll be dropping an article on Daronte Jones and this new aggressive defense on the Blitz Sports Media. With all that being said, this is your boy DT. We got Caleb in the building. This is the Ins and Out with DT podcast. Recapping day 1 of OTAs, breaking it down, some early standouts and some reaction. We read some comments. We read some statements today. Can't wait to hear what else we have in store for the rest of OTAs and get ready for the second half of OTAs in June. So this is the Ins and Out with DT podcast. We'll see you guys next time.